Welcome to the Tastyplanner screencast. Let's dive right into the browsing and searching of the site. As you can see here, we have the list of recipes already pulled up. We can do a search for tomato, pull up all the relevant recipes. We'll go back here and we can pull up Game Day Chili. As you can see, we have a nice recipe card UI that Kevin built. We have a nice built-in rating system here. If we go down over here, you can see the metadata like the category, the chef name, which is clickable. Over here we have the recipe picture, serving information, ingredients, instructions, and then we have an add to recipe box feature, which you can store your favorites on. If we click on the chef name here, you can see you can pull up all the recipes that the chef has entered into the site. Here we are at the new member sign up page. You can see date of birth there. That's actually going away in the next version. It's just a standard sign up form. If we click on login here, I can go ahead and log into the site. You can see all the recipes we have here. We'll scroll down, hit the pagination link. We'll pull up that same Game Day Chili link and I'll show you the weekly planner. So here we are in the Game Day Chili, and you'll notice down at the bottom we now have a toggle weekly planner, which you can bring up. I actually already have Game Day Chili, so let's go back and I'll pull up another recipe and add that. So go back here and we'll click on this enchilada, and you'll notice we have the weekly planner, and then we scroll down a little bit and here's the drop down. Hit the add to planner. You see the nice little Ajax ad. Let's talk about actually creating the recipe. As you can see here, it's a standard form input. We can choose the category, put in the title. You'll notice over here we have a live preview, so as you type it will actually update and give you an idea of what the recipe will look like as you put it in. So as we put in all the information like the prep time, the cook time, go down here, say how many it serves, then we actually put in the ingredients. We have a nice little example there of how you separate the ingredients. We have a custom parser we wrote that breaks it up into a quantity, a measurement unit, and the actual ingredients themselves. So that was one of the features that we wrote, that we wanted to be able to have a custom input method so you didn't have to add all these individual fields for each ingredient. So we'll just type in a little description. We'll add some tags down here if I can type and we'll hit create new. Now, as the author, I do get an edit link, or as the chef, I guess I should say. So we can go back in here and edit it, so I can add the picture. I'll go ahead and choose a picture I downloaded off the internet here. And we'll hit save. And there's the recipe with the new picture. So if we go back to the main menu here, we can go back into My Tasty Pizza, and I can give you an idea of how the grocery list builder works. So we go back to the weekly planner. Like I said, we'll pull up the My Tasty Pizza. We'll add it to my weekly planner. And it added it down here on the menu. Now if we go up to the top, we can click on Make a Grocery List. You'll see our new custom grocery list for our weekly planner. You'll see I have some custom items in here. You can remove those and you can go in and add other custom items like dish soap or dog food. Click add and it adds them. Nice Ajax effect. Here we have the print and the iPhone links. Speaking of the iPhone, let's take a look at that interface. As you can see here, I'm using iPhoney, and I pulled up the website and you can see what the custom grocery list looks like. You can see the dog food down there. So let's talk a little bit about Campfire and our design process. We use Campfire to chat back and forth. That's where we meet every day to kind of discuss what we're going to build. This is where we met to come up with the feature list, the domain name ideas. As you can see, this was a chat from the actual day of the competition. Let's look at some of the sketches we were able to share. So here's an example that Kevin did. He drew it up and scanned it in, and this was the recipe planner that we wanted to add. This was the initial version of it. Here's thumbnail layouts of various pages we wanted to build out. Again, Kevin drew this up and scanned it in. This next shot is actually of the database schema. Chris wrote, or actually sketched this up about an hour before the competition started, and once the competition started, he was working on installing the Diprick gem and getting the server up and running, and it took so long to install everything because 150 people were installing Ruby gems and it was incredibly slow, so he was able to do this up in OmniGraffle. So let's take a look at some of the comps. This screenshot is what happens when the developers get first crack at designing the layout. Not too pretty. By about 5 a.m., Kevin had come up with our first comp, as you can see here. So Kevin finally got about 5 hours of sleep, and then we started going over various color ideas and iterations. So let's jump into Edge and how we use that and the plugins we used. We decided to build this on Edge because it gave us the most flexibility to get things built quickly. As you can see, here's Edge, here's the plugins we used. You can see access ferret, access rateable, access taggable, RESTful authentication, RSpec on Rails, will paginate. Here's a look at that recipe ingredient parser method that I mentioned earlier in the screencast. You can see here the parsing part, and then here's the measurement part. It will actually break out the individual measurements based on keywords. If we pull up break stats here real quick, you can see we had 782 lines of code, 1,500 lines of test code, and with a 1 to 1.9 code to test ratio. That concludes our presentation of Tastyplanner by Team Steel Pixel. Thanks for watching.